Hi, fellow traders. Well, we made it to Friday. Man, we woke up yesterday morning. I didn't think we were going to make it through, but we did. All this crap happening. It's been a crazy week, but I'm telling you, I ended the week on the highest note. Now, the whole day wasn't good. I kind of messed up on one front, but on the other front, we knocked it out of the park. So that kind of makes up for the crap that I did earlier. So we'll take a look at that and a couple things in a minute. Some trading stuff I want to go over with you as well. But just wanted to update you on Suretrader, what I found out today. I'm a little dense. I got a friend that I went to school with and everything. He's a lawyer, and he resides in the Bahamas as well. He lives here, still lives here in Colombia, but he has a residence in the Bahamas as well. He practices law in both places. So he's actually over there now cleaning up the mess from his house, trying to rebuild. But um, so I got in touch with him and wanted to find out more about this. I mean, I actually want to know specifically what they did in order to incur these sanctions. But what he told me, he's like, man, they did not expect the fallout from this. And I'm talking about the Securities Commission. They had no idea they were going to get the attention they got. It was overwhelming. It caused them to put out this public notice. If you skip all the way to the bottom, you'll see it says during this period of the suspension, the commission will not respond to any queries for information. Therefore, any persons having interest in conducting business with this entity is urged to contact Swiss America Securities Limited directly. Well, up here it tells them they can't deal with us. So, what sense does that make? But he said their emails got flooded, phone got flooded. I mean, they were just overwhelmed with this. I don't think they realized how many customers that Suretrader had. But this thing pretty much said, it still says it lays out the sections that they violated, but doesn't tell us how they violated. But it also specifically states that they are not allowed to deal in any manner with our assets wherever they're held. More specifically, that Swiss America Securities Limited or any of its related party companies, affiliates, or subsidiaries and its employees, including, and it's funny, they spelled out his name, including Guy Gentile, are restrained, whether acting by any director, officer, or other agent, or whosoever otherwise. They can't do anything. They can't transfer our assets. They can't move it from one place to another. They can't do anything. So it's protected. They are regulated. Contrary to popular belief, they are regulated. And I guess they might have thought, just thumb their nose at the regulators, but somebody dropped the ball. And somebody didn't do what they were supposed to do. And so they did not uphold the things that they were supposed to uphold. Whether it be the paperwork filings on time, keeping the right records, but it wasn't anything fraudulent. So, that's a good thing. Now, hopefully they don't dig up something fraudulent. But, that's where we are right now. So the only thing that really bothers me is Suretrader can come out and issue a statement. They could send their customers an email to try to make us feel better. To help us deal with our broken hearts. But like I posted in chat this morning, is what ET says. Pain is temporary. It may last a minute or an hour or a day. In our case, 5 days. But eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. But if we quit on it, this thing's going to last forever. So no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're dealing with, if you quit, that feeling's always going to stay with you. So just keep that in mind as you move forward. But that's what I found out. I doubt if they're going to give us anything. What I want to see is the legal document like the one I showed you yesterday. I want to see the legal document that spells out their violations. Because even though he tells me it's all centered around I lost the word I'm looking for. It centers around the paperwork and administrative stuff. It centers around administrative stuff. But I can't believe it until I see it. I'm that type person where you could tell me anything, it doesn't matter. But unless I see it, it didn't happen. That's just the way. Unfortunately, the things that I've dealt with and been through has made me that way. And so that's why it's important for me to share with you and show you everything. Because I'd rather you see it live and in color than wait for me to try to tell you something. All right, so that's it with Suretrader. We're going to move on from that. Let's talk about the trades. Now, somebody told me I didn't cover the trade yesterday. I was pretty sure I covered this trade. But this is TWLO from yesterday. So if I didn't, and my memory's bad, then I'm going to do it. If I did, just skip forward. But this is the 5-minute opening range breakdown. Waited for the entry. Got the first target. Got the second target. And then we bounced. Was looking to get to the 200 down here. I know this is kind of in the way, but that white line there is the 200. That's what we're looking for. But didn't get it. And we bounced. And then we had all of this momentum going. This pulled back and held. We had some solid momentum pushing up. I'm looking for another candle like this. I get long. And we get slammed at this level here. This is a pre-market support right here. We get slammed at pre-market support. It pulls back. And we come back through. We're still having trouble here. And then finally, we got a strong move up. This candle opens. We're looking clean and green. Taking profit here. Looking to take some here at 117. But as soon as it hits my order, wham. The bottom fell out. Back at break even. We're done. Very frustrating here. So we went to lunch. Didn't really like what I saw during lunch. I wasn't going to short it into all of this. No way I was going to short it into this. So I was watching this. I was finishing up a mentor session. And I've been watching this out the corner of my eye because I wanted this short under the 100 right here. And then under the 5-minute opening range low. You could see throughout the day this can hold as support, but then it had the 100 up under it. And all of a sudden this thing dropped, and I watched it. This thing, it sold off like you would not believe. And I went crazy. I know, my man, I had to apologize because I flat went off in the middle of the session, but finished up the session. And by then it was coming back. So I waited for the rejection here and got in. And it just kind of stair-stepped down. But got to my first target and we just couldn't get anywhere else. I was trying to get to the 200 here. It had crept up from back here. Was trying to get there. around 113.50. It just couldn't get there, and I ended up stopping out based on reading the price action. Just like we've been talking about the last 2 weeks. Now, the price action, if you understand it, it will keep you in trades. And it will tell you when to get out if it's turning against you. In the beginning, we talked about following just a simple plan, being able to execute without thinking, without anything. Once you get that down, then you can start choosing your entries a little bit better based on the price action you see. If the price action is telling you momentum slowing down and you're looking for a short, even if it sets up, you know, hey, I better not take it short because the momentum's telling me we may turn. And it may go short, pick up 20, 30 cents, and then it rips against you. And if you had understood price action, you would have been able to see, nope, this isn't a good entry. It's not leading up to it. That's what I'm doing between 9 and 9:30. I'm watching the price action on the stocks that I'm looking to trade. And, sometimes I get a little animated when it doesn't do what it's supposed to, but, that's just the way it is. All right, so that was TWLO yesterday. Here's the train wreck from the day. XLNX. I was a little irritated because all of these started selling off hard at the open again. So I was about to jump in this. I'm not going to lie. And I ended up chasing it. And I knew I should have just got up and walked away. I knew I was going to take this. I knew I was going to do something stupid. But I got in it and ended up getting a nice move here. It opened, and this thing was solid red. A beautiful red candle, man. I thought I'd hit the jackpot. Hit the first target, coming on down, looking for 96. It didn't quite get there, and it came all the way back up and stopped me out at break even. And, I was sitting there with my mouth open, trying to figure out what the hell just happened. So I waited. It set up again. I didn't get it up here. I waited until we got down below this candle. I jumped in, and I can't repeat what I said when I saw that. But this thing ripped up on me, and I tried to see if this candle was going to come back. It was going to fail to push and come back, but it didn't. It pushed up. I had to stop out. And so we got another strong momentum candle to the upside, strong buying. So I didn't wait again. And I jumped in, and it failed. Ended up stopping out. Well, by now I'm pissed off. And I shouldn't be trading. But I flipped it short. And fortunately, it did work out. And it brought it back to a respectable day. I lost 140.09. But it could have been much, much worse. This could have been the biggest train wreck I had. And this is what happens when I'm trading with more money in a larger account. I'm going to give it more room. The losses are going to be bigger. And if my mindset hasn't switched, it's going to be in conflict, and I'm going to just not trade right. But thankfully, this did sell off. And had I taken everything off here, I'd have been green on the day. But I was looking for it to come down and hit this 95 level, 95.17. But it just never made it. And ended up stopping me out. And that was that on XLNX. Now, for the Big Daddy, this is what made my week, my day, everything. Another all-day hold on Roku. Now, if you were in chat early enough, you heard me go over it. You heard me talk about potential entries that you could make and all that stuff. So some of you guys took it, but some of you guys got stopped out because you weren't listening. It spooked you out, and then it made the big move. Some of you got back in, but took it off here. But if you were day trading it, fine. If you're going to do an all-day hold, yeah, you enter on the 5-minute, but once you get in the trade, you turn that 5-minute chart off if you want to watch it, and you go to the 60-minute chart. You don't have all of this movement or anything in the 60-minute. Yeah, the price is still moving up and down, but you're looking at those candles, and those candles are not going to mess with your head. If you're watching the 5-minute or the 3-minute or the 2-minute, these candlesticks will mess with your head and cause you to do things you don't need to do. So I still don't advocate watching this during the day. When I started this, it was get in it, set your stop, set your profit targets, and walk away. Put the alerts on your phone on Thinkorswim so that whenever it hit that price, it'll let you know. Then if I need to get to the target or log in on my phone and make, adjust the stop, put the next target in or whatever, I could do that. But the main thing was I didn't have time on those days where I was on a field trip or we had assemblies and I wasn't able to be at my computer. Then this was a perfect strategy. And then it segued me into swing trading, because as everybody else who starts out day trading, I had a hard time separating myself at that point. Now I started swing trading back in '99, so I didn't day trade at all. So swing trading was fine, but once I started day trading, I couldn't do it anymore. So it was this was a strategy that really helped me. But you can see I got in here. Here's the stop's going to be above this, which is just above 130. So you look at your potential entries. You got 5 points. Where's my potential target? Potential target is down here. Where did I find this? How do I figure out my targets? Well, you look at the daily chart and you look for the windows between levels of support and resistance from the daily chart. This is the big window we traded Wednesday. I think we made $3,700 on this move Wednesday. This window right here was just as big. And I expected to make another $3,800 to $4,000. I'm risking $3,000. But the potential, if I held it all the way, would have been a lot more. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to risk. I needed to give it 5 points, and we'll look at the chart in a minute. And I wanted to go in 1,000 shares. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to load up with this because I had nailed this twice already. I was ready, but I could not do it. I could not risk $5,000. I can't do that yet. I'm not at that point. I could risk $3,000, and that's the max. So I could only go in 600 shares. But there was a 12-point profit potential between me getting in. Well, actually, it's more than 12 because you look at 127 to 113. That is, let's see. Man, my mind, it's bad when you have this calcula and you have dyslexia. Yeah, 14 points. I was right. I need to trust myself too sometimes. So that's a potential 14-point move. So I'm risking 5 to make 14 points. And I'm like, hey, that's perfect. That is just damn perfect. Just what we're looking for. So of course I was going to be greedy and load up, but I still had to manage my risk. I had no idea we were going to sell off like we did. The market kind of helped this. The market today really helped propel this move a little bit lower. I think if the market hadn't worked with us, 113 would have been it. You can see right here, and the 100 was right here on this level. So I thought that was a perfect final target. So that's how I got my 113 target right here. But I'm going to take half off in between where I get in and my final target. So 118 was kind of in the middle. So I took half off at 118, and I took another piece off at 113.45 because this thing was running so good. I had the rest of it to come off here. And this thing was selling off so good, and we weren't even at lunchtime yet. I'm like, man, this thing can really go. You know, this can really go. And so I was all over it. And I gave you guys some potential entries on this. You could have used the same entry that I used on Wednesday and last week to get in, you know, because I didn't get in pre-market like I like to. I waited for the first candle and I got in. You could have used that. Every scenario I kind of gave you on it. So it's up to you to take it. This is a strategy that's going to take some patience, some discipline, and some skill. So even though it's simple, that patience and that discipline are skills that you're going to have in order to make money on this. But I split this up. I didn't take it all off here. I waited. I had it setting out at 108.35, and it hit 108.35. And then I put the other one at 105.90. And this thing, and then this candle printed. Then I got greedy. And I'm like, this thing might go to 100 today. It might go to 100. So I'm going to hold it and see. I could have even put it here around 104 at this 103.84 level. But I was just being greedy. It was only 50 shares. And I just put the stop back at 110. Still hella 5 profit. That's still 15 points of profit. So really nice trade. Ended up $66,480.27. Really nice. Now, let's say you have a smaller account. This is you get in at 125 and you get in with 50 shares. So all you need is $6,000 in buying power. That's kind of all you need. So if you had a $1,500 account, you definitely would have been able to take this. Now I know if you were in Suretrader, you couldn't have done anything, but there are some in CME group. Some have fully funded accounts, but you're only trading with a small amount. You could do that. Now, what's going to determine your position size in this is how much money can you stand risking. That's what it boils down to. How much money can you stand risking? Like on my swing trades, I can risk $3,000. No problem. I can do that. I can't risk $5,000. I can't risk 3,800. I can risk $3,000. That's the most. If it's gonna cause me to risk more than $3 grand, I'm not taking the trade. If I can't size down. So that's where you have to make a decision on these. But make sure in the class I explain to you how I find these, how to look for these profit targets. It's just like any other stock. You're looking for the windows of opportunity, but you've got to have the proper stop, and you've got to not micromanage it. You got to be able to let it go and let it work. But that was that. Really nice day. I just can't get over myself. Really, really nice day. Let's see. And then here's a 60-minute chart. Like I told you, you can see it's easier to maintain this on a 60-minute chart. Easier. You don't have, if you're gonna watch this, watch it on a 60-minute chart. Don't look at it on a 5-minute, because you're not gonna like it. And these are the trades from this past week. See, here's the entry after the open. This one was Wednesday's trade, 36.72.68. So at Roku, we got a damn good week. And this is the trade from last week. This one, same thing. Got in after the open. But look, you got to withstand these bounces. You got to withstand these bounces. You got to have a proper stop. If you wanted it tight, here's where you needed it to be. You could have put it up here. If you got in early, if I gotten in early, stop would have been up here. I got in here, my stop's here. Just over this level. Or this pop here. And you let it ride. You have your targets. And you let this trade work. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap it up for me this week. Now, the 5K account, I'm out of that until Wednesday, I believe. And so what I'm going to do is take the trades from this week, which it really doesn't amount to much. I think I may be green $100 and some change. And the end of next week, and then I'll just do the recap on that at the end of the week, at the end of next week. Doesn't make sense to try to do anything with it right now. But that's going to wrap it up for me. I'll see some of you on Sunday. Those of you that come to the market analysis session / swing trade watch list build session. Again, remember, you come in there, you can ask any questions you want to after we do the watch list. You can ask questions about anything, any of the videos you've watched. That's what I'm there for. But if I don't see you on Sunday, I'll catch you guys Monday morning. So stay safe, and we'll catch you on the other side.